Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. This is Finn. I'm going to show you today how to use Kling O1 to generate videos so you can create your own videos quickly. First up is Elements. Kling O1 Elements is a new feature and it's pretty cool. It's definitely going to be a tool that you want to use in your video creation library. Second is Kling O1 also comes with video editing, which was very useful for making minor adjustments to your videos. I'm going to talk about some of the pitfalls and limitations that I found with those models, and then finally I'm going to show you the third and fourth scenes of my first episode, and then hopefully I'll be able to get on to the first scene of the episode where all the magic occurs, and I think I figured out how I'm going to do that. So let's get into it. What is the problem that Kling O1 Elements is meant to solve? So typically what you'll do is you'll pick a starting frame and an end frame for your video, and if the face is exposed at the start and the character moves, it typically is okay. If the face is not exposed from the start and you see the face during it, it's usually not okay. So here are two prime examples where we zoom in on Caleb and Sam, and they both look different by the end of the shot. Another one where we'll zoom in on Caleb and Sam, and Sam obviously changes. He's not the same person that you thought he was. Right? So these shots can't be used because the characters are inconsistent. So here's an example of their conflict. At the very end of the scene, you can see that it's not Caleb behind the hood. And again, this is another one where as it turns, you'll see that it's not Caleb behind the hood. So some of those bits can't be used when the wrong face is there. So how do we solve this? We solve this through a thing called Elements, and we do this by creating characters using pictures of our people, and it wants 4 pictures, a front and other pictures to help it. And in this case, we're going to go into Caleb and look at some of the things that I've generated. So a full frontal of Caleb with socks on, and if you wanted him dressed in other clothes, you would put sneakers on him and do an image of him with sneakers. This is obviously not the same. He's got a zippy instead of a hoodie. And then you want profile shots of Caleb. So we create these images with different clothes, and then we can reference them in the element. So here's one where I've included an image of Caleb holding the sphere and of his character, his reference element. So this is an image and this is an element, and I can refer to both of them. I say Caleb's holding a lattice metal sphere in image 1. In his hands, he lifts the sphere up to his eye level, looking directly into the center of the sphere. The camera follows the sphere as it's raised up, and the background is blurred. So let's go take a look at what happens here with this. So it captures his face and it captures the sphere really well. In all of my other attempts with the sphere, it usually turns into a crazy blobbed object. This method works really well to capture the details of the sphere all the way through the shot. Okay, now let's talk about some of the failures of this. Here's one where we've got Pacey and Caleb. Those are both reference elements, and I've included an image of how I want the image to start, of the clip to start. So the frame captures a close-up of Pacey on the left, sitting cross-legged on a couch to the left of Caleb on the right of the frame. They sit in front of a set of black framed windows with open beige curtains as in image 1. So I think that sets the tone for the prompt to tell it the look of the image that I want to start with. However, it won't start with that image. I've got another prompt where I've tried to say start with this image, and it doesn't. It will interpret that and put them how it wants to. Both boys have mutual expressions. Pacey and Caleb are looking to the left off frame as someone talks to them. Someone off frame talks to them. Beat. Pacey says, "Okay, Mom." Beat. Caleb nods quietly and frowns slightly. He turns back to watch the television screen off slightly to the right. So the way instructions work are you talk about left and right as if you're the camera, or I could describe it as their left and their right, and I find these instructions quite confusing. So this obviously did a poor job of direction, but I tried it like 6 or 8 more times, and it was just more of the same, more of the same, more of the same. No matter how many times I would no matter how many times I would change it, I would say, okay, let's change it to the right and right, right, left. I would do all these combinations of right and left, and it just didn't seem to want to get it for me, right? So this was one where, again, they would look off to the right of the frame instead of the left where I want them to. So it was very difficult to get this one, and I ended up abandoning this clip altogether just because it couldn't make it work, and it wasn't that important. Okay, so I'd still wanted to show that you can't get away, or you shouldn't try to get away from first and end frames. First and end frames can be extremely helpful. So in this example, my first frame is the last frame from the previous clip, and my end frame is the first frame from my next clip. And I wanted to link those together to make sort of a seamless arc across the image. And you can see this is because it's a start to finish, the sphere changes. It's not the same sphere at all throughout the shot. It kind of morphs around because of the differences in the first and end frame. Caleb changes, right? So if we look at Caleb's face as he lets things go, he's very Caucasian here because the model doesn't know him. It's not an element. It's just a reference from a first frame to a last frame. So it assumes he's Caucasian, and he doesn't really look the same. He also seems to have a ball in his hand I didn't notice before either. But the point here is that you still need this tool to link frames up effectively. The Kling video edit is extremely handy. So here's one that I wrote, and I thought the prompt was going to be super simple. I just want a boy's hand quickly reaches into the frame, it takes the image off the printer, right, and quickly pulls it out of the frame to the left. Well, he does exactly what I want, and then he goes back and does it again. But the trouble spot here was the model was like, okay, I'm going to put a light blue button-up shirt on him with the sleeves rolled up. Wouldn't do a bare arms. So I used the video to video editor, and I said, and I basically grabbed this, put it in, and I said, all right, modify that boy's arm to be a bare arm up to the shoulder. He wears a dark mottled short sleeve shirt. That was good enough to get this version. Okay, everybody, that's it for the video edits. Now on to the actual video scenes 3 and 4 from the first episode.
Boys, I have to go back to campus for a little while.
Yeah, whatever.
You both need to get your homework done now.
She's gone. I wonder what you are. Hey, grasshopper. I need you to be my banana for scale.
Are you sure?
Do it for the plot, little bro. Give me some fresh attitude.
Okay.
That was mediocre, but I guess it'll have to do.
Wrote a blitz. Posted him. Father, you need to see this.
Okay, everybody, that's it for this episode. One last thing before I go. Couch. Fin out.